Being on your feet all day at work can really take a toll on your low back, as we know. In this video, I'm going to take you through a routine that I put together for you that you can do when you get home from work. It'll help reduce your low back pain. It'll help prevent low back injury. And then more importantly, it'll help you move on about your day or your evening and experience just a higher quality of life. Less pain, higher quality of life. That's what it's all about, okay? So all that you really need is 2 pillows and we can get started. I do have a special surprise for you at the very end, and it does involve getting to the bottom of your unique low back pain a little bit more. So we'll get to that later, but for right now, let's get into the routine. So first we're gonna start by lying down face up, and go ahead and grab one of your pillows and just put it underneath your head. Okay, so we're just gonna start in this position. I'd like you to put one hand on your chest and one hand across your belly. And we're just gonna take a minute to ground ourselves, get recentered. This is helpful to do if you've especially had a very busy, perhaps chaotic day. Sometimes work can present us with that. Go ahead and take a big breath in through your nose and breathe out through your mouth. Let's breathe in to the count of 4. And now take 6 seconds to breathe out. Okay, we're gonna do that again, but this time, as you breathe in, I'd like you to feel the hand that's over your belly mainly expand or rise. So feel that hand rise up as you take a big breath in through your nose to the count of 4. Here we go. 2, 3, 4, and breathe out to the count of 6 as you feel that hand relax. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, perfect. And let's do one more. This time, as you breathe in, I'd like you to begin by feeling that left hand rise as you take a big breath into the count of 4, but then eventually towards the final count, maybe your top hand is rising a little bit. So that bottom hand's coming up first and then the top, almost kind of like a wave. And then as we're exhaling, tune in to both hands falling down back towards the earth, okay? Here we go. Final breath. Into the count of 4 and go ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now breathe out to the count of 6 as you feel both hands relax back down to the earth. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'd like you to take just a second. You can close your eyes if you're comfortable with that. Just take a moment to set an intention for yourself before we get going with this post-shift routine. Maybe your intention is simply to remain present throughout this routine, just not focus on work, what you're going to do later, what's happening with the kids or friends you're going to connect with later. Just maybe you want to be present for this routine. All right, let's get started. So I'm going to have you roll over onto your side, and we can set our pillows to the side here. We won't need those for a little while. And I'm actually going to have you get on hands and knees. Okay, and we're going to start with a little cat-cow. So for this exercise, your hands are underneath your shoulders, your knees are underneath your hips. Go ahead and take a breath in. As you allow your belly to drop down towards the mat, you can look up if it feels good on your neck and your shoulder blades are coming down and in together. And breathe out. Allow your neck to relax down and press yourself away from the earth. Take a breath in. Let's move into cow. Shoulder blades down and in together. Belly's relaxing down, and breathe out. pressing away from the earth, allowing that neck to relax. Good. Let's do one more rep. Cow pose. Good. And breathe out. Push yourself away. It's almost like your belly button is being pulled up towards the ceiling by a string. And relax. Good. Next, we're going to do a little bit of side bending or lateral trunk flexion in this position. So if your belly's kind of relaxed right now and you've got a little dip in your low back, I just want you to try and flatten that out a little bit. So just kind of bring your abdominals in. There we go. And all I'm going to have you do is just try looking over one shoulder. So you're side bending at the trunk. You're trying to look at both of your feet and then go to the other side. See if you can see them back there, both of them. Good. Let's try it to the other side. Good. Take a breath in. Now breathe out as you're looking back at your 2 feet once more. We'll do one more rep on each side. Breathe in, breathe out as you're looking back. Breathe in and breathe out as you turn to look back at those feet one more time. Breathe in as we return to the start position and breathe out. All right, let's do something else in this position and then we'll relax in. We'll get into a different position. Okay, so next you're going to go ahead and pick up your right leg and you're going to put it across the left foot. So you're lifting it up, putting it like kind of across, the other one behind you, and then I'm going to have you look over your left shoulder. So right leg is across your left leg, you're looking over your left shoulder, and you should feel a nice stretch on the right side of your body. Take a big breath in. Relax into that posture a little more if you can. See if you can turn a little more and feel it a little more deeply. And take a breath in as we kind of come out of that. And let's try that on the other side. Let's see if the other side feels any different. All right, so let's go ahead and put our left leg across the right one. So it's across the right. And now we're gonna look over our right shoulder. Let's see if this feels any different compared to the other side. Good, take a big breath in and breathe out. See if you can look over that shoulder a little more, if you can side bend a little more in that general direction. Should feel a nice stretch on the left side of your body. Good, and take a big breath in and let's return to the start position. All right, I'm gonna have you separate your knees towards the edges of your mat if you're on a yoga mat, and then go ahead and bring your feet together and we're gonna relax back into child's pose. So allow your hips to kind of sink back down onto your heels, stretch out those arms, and relax your forehead onto the mat. Big breath in and breathe out. Take a breath in and you're going to come up, hands spread out to the outsides of the mat. You can bring your knees in towards each other and you're going to lower yourself down. Hands are on the sides of your chest. I'm going to have you take a breath in as you press up. Pin those elbows in close to your chest and breathe out all the way back down. And now you're going to press yourself up and we're going to go back into child's pose. You're just spreading those knees apart to the edges of the mat a little bit, feet together, and relax all the way back down into child's pose. Big breath in and breathe out. Let's do one more cobra. So take a big breath in as you come up. Hands are on the outsides of the mat. Bring those knees together, lower yourself down. Hands are on the sides of the chest. Pin those elbows in towards the body. Take a breath in as you come up into cobra. Nice big open chest. And breathe out. And press all the way back into child's pose. Spread those knees apart, feet together, and relax down into child's pose. Big breath in and breathe out. Go ahead and take a big breath in and come back up onto hands and knees. And I'm going to have you pop up into downward dog. So for downward dog, your neck is nice and relaxed. Your fingers are spread out as your palms are down on the mat. Your knees can be bent to start with, like so. You're pushing yourself away from the mat. So you're not hovering your shoulders over your hands. You're more like pushing yourself away actively with those arms. And with the legs, what I'd like you to do is, we call it walking our dog in yoga. So you're going to walk your dog, and so you're just alternating, picking one heel up, putting it down, and then picking the other heel up and putting it down. You're going to feel some nice stretching in the calf muscles, maybe a little in the hamstrings. You can hold each heel down for maybe a couple seconds, especially if one calf is feeling tighter than the other one. Good. And remember, while you're doing this, your neck is nice and relaxed. Oftentimes, especially after we get home from work, we're still in go mode. And sometimes when folks do this, when they're a little stressed, still they'll hold their head and neck up. So just make sure it's nice and relaxed. All right, go ahead and stop walking your dog. I'm going to have you take a big breath in, straighten out those knees as much as you can, push yourself away from the mat, and exhale and bring those knees down. All right, and now I'm just going to have you get into a long sitting position. So legs are out in front of you, because we are going to lower ourselves down onto the mat. So sit up with really good posture, arms out in front of you, and 3, 2, 1, here we go. Allow your belly to kind of sink in like so, round the back. Chin comes down to chest, and let's start lowering ourselves down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, nice and controlled, and go ahead and bend both knees. All right, so this is where you're going to need a couple pillows, so go ahead and grab those. We are going to roll over onto one side. Put one pillow underneath your head, and then the other one, let's put that between your knees. That's going to just take some pressure off of our hips. All right, so arms are outstretched, palms are together, and we're gonna let's do 5 repetitions on each side. So big breath in, and as you breathe out, rotate, follow your hand with your eyes. Your whole spine is twisting from the neck to the mid-back to the low back. Breathe in, exhale as you return to start. All right, let's do 4 more. Ready? Big breath in and exhale. Open that arm up into a Y position. You can exhale fully as you relax into the stretch, holding for about 5 seconds. Take a breath in as we come out of it and return to start. Big breath in. Open that arm up, Y position. See if you can twist a little bit more this time, exhaling all that air out. If you want a little extra overpressure, you can take your top hand over here, your left hand, and you can just press down on that top leg. You'll feel that a little bit more at your low back. Good. All right, return to start. 2 more. Big breath in. And breathe out. Open. We're following our hand with our eyes, rotating the spine. A little extra pressure on that top leg. Breathe in and return to start. And last one. Big breath in and breathe out. Open all the way up. A little extra overpressure with that left hand on top of the right thigh. Reaching long into that Y position with your right arm. Inhale and return to start. Very nice. All right, I'm gonna have you push up into sitting, and we're just gonna switch so we can do this on the opposite side. All right. Here we go. So pillow is between the knees. All right, arms are outstretched. Hips and knees are at 90-90 for this. All right, big breath in and exhale. Let's see how this side feels. Arm opens up into a Y position. Good. Holding for 5 seconds. And then inhale as you exhale, back to start. 4 more. Big breath in and exhale. Rotate. Following that hand with your eyes, opening that arm up into a Y position. There we go. Reaching long with that arm into the Y position if you can. Big breath in and breathe out. This time, we'll do 3 more, but on this rep, we'll add a little extra overpressure onto the top thigh with our right hand. So big breath in, breathe out, rotate. Good. Relax into that Y position, a little extra overpressure with our right hand on top of the left thigh. Big breath in, return to start, exhale. Breathe in, exhale, open that arm up. Can you twist a little bit more this time? Reaching long with that arm into the Y position, a little extra overpressure, right hand onto the left thigh. Breathe in and exhale. 1 more rep. Big breath in and breathe out. Rotate, reach long, overpressure, final rep. Breathe in and exhale, return to start. Wonderful. All right, we can get rid of that pillow under your head and between your knees. We're gonna roll over onto our backs. We're almost done. All right, go ahead and bring your right knee in towards your chest, left knee in towards your chest. Double knee to chest stretch. You can rock a little bit if that feels good on your low back. If you just like holding it without the rocking, you can inhale, and then as you exhale, see if you can pull those knees up towards the chest and then out a little bit towards the shoulders on the exhale. Just also visualizing those muscles in the low back and inner thigh, just relaxing, releasing the tension, all the tension melting away on the exhale. Let's take 1 more big inhale and breathe out. Nice relaxation of those muscles in the low back and in the inner thigh. And let's finish with a little happy baby. So with happy baby, one way we could do this is you could take your right hand, reach to the bottom of your right foot. So I've got my fingertips along the outside of my right foot, all the way onto the bottom. Let's do that with the left side as well. So reaching around, fingertips are on the outside of the left foot, all the way around to the bottom of the foot, and just bring those feet together. You could use your elbows to kind of push your thighs out a little bit. This is one modification or one version of happy baby, and if you're like, that feels fine, I'm gonna hang out right there, you certainly can. If we wanna go into full happy baby, see if you can just extend your knees, so straighten your knees out to where the bottoms of your feet are looking up at the ceiling. And there we go, just like that. Happy baby. You can rock a little bit. This is so good for the hips, especially the inner thigh muscles. We're stretching those out. Also, we're stretching out the low back. And we're massaging it if you're rocking. And as you're, pulling down, pulling on the bottom of your feet, pulling your legs down towards the earth, just remember you want to relax your shoulders. So relax the neck, relax the shoulders. We're just hanging out here. Happy baby. Go ahead and bend the knees, bring those feet together. You can slide your hands back up to the knees. Give yourself a hug and go ahead and roll over onto your side. Take your time coming all the way up into sitting. And once you're in sitting, I'm just gonna have you take a big breath in, bring those arms all the way up overhead, and bring them down, hands into heart center. Big breath in, breathe out. You can relax those hands on your knees. And that is your post-shift recovery routine. I hope that you found that so helpful. I do have an extra bonus surprise for you. I've linked it down below. One big part of really resolving low back pain for the long haul, not just helping you feel better after work, but for many months and years to come, is really getting to the bottom of your low back pain. What are those key contributors? So I've got in this video for you a little mini assessment we're going to go through together, in which we're going to identify a couple things maybe of, what may be contributing to your low back pain, so that when you go to work out your low back pain, to treat it, you have a better idea of exactly what you should be focusing on. Is it hamstrings? Is it hip flexors? Is it joint stiffness in the hips, in the low back, the mid back? It could be a wide variety of things. So in this video, we're gonna just do a little mini assessment together, figure out what key things you could start working on to really get after your low back pain, not just for the short term, but for the long haul. Okay, so I really enjoyed this with you. I hope to see you in the bonus video so we can get to the bottom of your back pain. So let's get to it. A life with less low back pain is waiting for you. I can't wait to see you in the next video.